so proud when we were selected for CCM. It's such an established organization. It's the main EU data buy program within the Earth observation sector. And yes, we're just really happy to work together with them.
I mean, we're all super excited. I mean, it was a long process, but it's just such a great feedback to the team and a good motivator because we've put a lot of work into the mission, and it's great to have that feedback that there's trust in our data quality, trust in our mission, and we do have the potential to be part of something really, really big and have an impact in Europe and also globally through the services. So it's just super, super great.
I remember when we were in the room and the email came, it's like, oh God, finally. Because it was a confirmation that what we were trying to do resonated with the administrations and with ESA and with the Commission. And that's invaluable. So at Aistech Space, we'll be providing high-resolution and high-frequency thermal infrared data, which is going to be very useful for mapping human activity.
Data we're providing is thermal data, and we're focusing on two main aspects, which is near real-time data provision, that's especially relevant for disaster monitoring, wildfires, for example, and then also the high revisit rate.
So our mission is to provide a very high resolution and high precision land surface temperature data with a very high revisit. We are addressing mainly the agricultural market, and our technology has been tailored for that market, but we also, our data is also usable for other markets and other verticals such as the urban environment or monitoring environment. We also see ourselves as a complementary mission because we have a tasking capacity that enables us to focus on specific area while the institutional missions are more looking at covering the overall globes. We want to be able to deliver that thermal data and to showcase the value of that data prior to that mission so that it can also be uptaken by the different users.
Currently, Copernicus has large satellites like the Sentinels, which is able to map this human activity at large scales and long time scales, like for example, from days to years. But when the dynamics, or when what happens is faster than these days or years, then you need a data source that can address that to make the correct decision. And this is what we're bringing to the table.
So far, the focus has been on SAR and optical imagery. And with the large missions coming up like SPG, Trishna, LSTM at the end of the decade, we can really bridge this gap now as new space companies providing thermal data today.
This anchor contract means basically visibility and trust. Both are very important for a company at our stage where we need to show what we're capable of. And of course, that's also super important in terms of financing.
For us as a startup, this anchor contract is relevant because it's recurring revenue and also it supports the European startup ecosystem in the Earth observation domain.
Also at the same time, this anchor contract provides additional cash flow. So that's also a good metric to have to discuss with investors. It was definitely a thing we discussed with investors when we closed our seed extension round. So it's just a really great thing to have. What you can wish for us is we really have the mission to change the world, make an impact on climate change, and you can definitely look out for our launch announcement in 2024.
Yeah, please wish us more successful launches so that we can provide thermal data for climate change, adaptation and mitigation use cases, working together with the Copernicus program.
So for our future, you can wish us resources to carry out our mission and the wisdom to being able to bring this type of thermal data to the masses.